I was trying to go through some videos that were trending on social media, what the NPP is saying, what the NDC is saying, and what I said to myself was, these people are taking us for granted. Because it looks like in your minds, you think we are some zombies, eh? The two of you. You would think we are zombies. Who is going first?
You know, let me tell you.
And this is specifically in relation to your campaigns.
You know, beginning of this campaign, I always said this. As much as possible, let's try to stick to issues.
Yeah.
Because Ghana has issues that needs attention, needs bold solutions, needs somebody that is ready to take Ghana to a different level. And so from the beginning of our campaign, we made it clear that we want to stick to issues. But then I think some 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, there was a man with some analysis that people who are using bad words during the campaign, and most of the names that appeared were people that were aligned to the opposition NDC. Okay? And I think this has been going on for some time, and probably, I don't know what happened within the week. I think that was just this last week that I saw that the whole thing has changed and everything was getting out of hand. I would like to admonish, and I would like to...
It has gotten out of hand.
Yes. And
because now when you switch onto social media, for example, where more of the information is being circulated, is all useless things that is not helping anybody, any youth that's coming up that's probably going to have the first time opportunity to vote is really not having anything to hang on or hold on to.
Yes. And you see, we need to stop it. It doesn't benefit anybody. I don't believe in that kind of politics. But yes, we need to stop it. That's all I can say, because it's not good. No, during those times, people just spread lies, you know. And if you are going to fact check everything that people say, you realize that over 99% are lies. Yes. And so let's not divert attention. Let's stick to the issues. Let's make sure that we help Ghana get to its rightful, what do you call it? Developmental status, because we can do more for ourselves.
Yeah.
I believe that Ghana can be one of the best countries you can get in Africa, because why not? We have the most brilliant people in Ghana. We have all the resources that God has given other countries. We have everything.
So do you know what makes it even difficult? I'm not hearing the party communicators engage in the fake news spreading more like the leaders of the campaign, the running mates of the NPP, and when I come to yours, I'll mention the names. The running mate of the NPP, Napo, Miracles.
What did he say? That was
running mates. His comments were about some murder cases. I saw that video yesterday, and you know, someone posted it, and an NPP supporter.
And did you try to verify what he said?
It's true. I have the video.
No, I mean what he said.
Yeah.
Are they allegations or they are not allegations?
I don't know what they are.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what they are. So hold on. So the point I'm actually trying to make is that when I saw, there's a media house that actually did a flyer and put the words on their flyer, and someone posted it. Then an NPP supporter came to write that, and the media house also put the stupid. He used the word, excuse my word, he used the word stupid. So I asked him, so is it stupid?
You know, yes.
And he didn't respond. Then I also heard Miracles talking about, if you can't end it, don't start it, something like that. So
no,
it just goes to the point that, okay, so is this deliberate?
He's only cautioning. That doesn't mean that he's opening the floodgates for whatever is happening to continue happening.
That's what he has done.
No, he hasn't. You know, there is always a genesis, right? It's good you are able to mention the latter days of everything that is going on. But you see, let's stick to the beginning, how things... I remember there was a time I came here and one of my co-hosts said things that were not in good taste. And you made the person go. You didn't really caution the person that, no, don't use such words on my platform. And I think this is a time for us to, even not only communicators, but also people who host communicators. When we say something that's out of line, you need to stop it. Because nobody is actually, you can't say that because somebody said something, I can't say same. I may want to say same. Yeah. Yes, and so when someone is beginning it, starting it, let's stop it. That's why I said there was a video. I didn't know we would be doing this. I would have refreshed myself with that data that the person said they did an investigation and they realized that some key people, I won't mention their names on this platform, that they were saying things that were out of taste on national television every day and nobody seemed to care, nobody seemed to tell them to stop. We all know it is not something that is in secret. People out there listening know people that have made it a business that in this campaign all they will do is to insult. And nobody has come out to condemn it. And so when people are responding, it is just normal. Because according to the third law of motion, it says that to every action there is equally an opposite and, reaction. I cannot determine how somebody will behave towards another person's, utterances. All I can say is that let's all be guided. Let's all be careful with the things we say on these platforms. Videos are there. They will be there for our grandchildren to come and see. I don't think that I will be happy to see that my children sees me in future on a national television saying things that are out of taste. I don't think that is how I want to raise my children. And so I will use this to caution myself and also caution other communicators that as much as possible, let's try to desist. But then if someone provokes you, and maybe out of your own, we are human beings, we have short this thing, and you respond and maybe, yes, and maybe you respond and you don't respond well, maybe you can pardon the person because we are human beings. So the thing is that, kukuru kukuru ne jaya, keka council, ebejai.
Okay. Louisa. So after my friend, and I will say my friend now, because I met him at the Baumia the press, and he passed very positive comments about me. I was very happy and shocked at the same time. But that was after he had said that we don't have to vote for a journalist. You should vote for economic. And then later he goes to make comments about some drinks. I'm talking about Atachia. And then I think Napo's comments as well. Then your deputy communications director, Malik, also goes into Sunyani and gives equal measure of some comments about Dr. Baumia. So it was like a give and take. Okay, so if this is what you're going to say, then it's also a give and take. And then some of your communicators have also been trending same measure or equal measure of accusations against Dr. Baumia after Atachia made his comments. Because they're trying to actually prove who is more of ba. Do you understand? So that's what you people are doing to us. You are selling nothing to us.
I would want to say that as a trained communication person, one thing that my school's mantra said was communication of excellence, development communication. So everything that we see, if it doesn't go down to affect in a positive way the lives of the people around us, then we are on the wrong path. But I find it quite amusing that at the same time Tabitha is saying it is wrong, same time she's pointing accusing fingers. And that is the core of the issue. When you try to put the blame at the doorstep of another, the person would also try to exonerate him or herself. So now let's start this whole thing. She makes claims of Bawulaya. Beyond this country, we didn't travel. During their campaign to come to power in 2016, they sought to give President Mahama a new name. They added the adjective incompetent to his name. Incompetent Mahama. And it was Vice President Baumia who led that charge. His wife will mount podiums. Incompetent Mahama. Nobody came out to say this or that. We didn't complain. As a peace-loving party, as the NDC is. Now moving forward, you have been given the nod as the Vice President. there are a lot of things you said that you didn't do. And if I tell you today that I will give you a phone, I have not given you the phone. The next day, you see me on TV saying that I have given Annie a phone. What would you call me? Have I not told a lie? Because I've never given you a phone. So it is that precedents that have been accumulated, and people recount it. And you know that this social media stuff deals with algorithms and all of that. The more you mention things, the more it sticks in the system. So if per your attitude, your utterances, and your failure to deliver on your promises have given you a tag, why do
so the Baulaya tag is due to what? Policy failures and
he says one thing today, he doesn't do it, comes back to say it is done. I'll give you a classic example. The Pualugu Dam. He went on one of your sister platforms, Asempa, and he was asked that, what is the flagship policy that you have done in the northern region? And then he says that the flagship policy, I want to say it in Chi as he said it explicitly. Yeah. So if I say that yeah, it means it is done. Yeah means we are going to do. Yeah means we are doing it. So if you use yeah, it's a past tense. So it meant it is done.
Maybe
then
he was not
later
sure
the
check form of yeah and nah yeah.
The fact check says that it is not done. So clearly, I am not the one saying that you went to lie on a platform. Then notwithstanding, Tabitha wants to say that the NDC do that and they are only reacting to it. When we started our campaign, we were ahead of them in terms of the procedures that brings us to a flag bearer. We did our presidential primaries before them. So before that, President Mahama went on the Building the Ghana We Want tour and a couple of other engagements. He never threw any jabs at people. Then we come down to when they started their campaign after getting a flag bearer. And when the running mates came into the picture, everything is in a turmoil. The first thing that they did on a platform, Atachia, as you rightfully said, first off said, we don't want a journalist as a president. Nobody came out to have qualms or quarrel with him. Who is the journalist in this?
Not even journalists complained.
Who is the journalist?
We didn't complain.
Exactly. Who is the journalist in this contest? President Mahama, everybody knows that according to his CV and his job specification, he is a communication expert. And is that not akin to a journalist? He said that nobody complained as looking down on a certain profession or insulting the intelligence of people in that same profession. Kojo Ponkroma was a journalist. And he's been working in your party. He got various appointments. And whether he's delivering on his mandate or not, the key performance indicators will tell. So if we all sit aloof and they do all of these things, nobody complained. Second off, the same person goes on another platform and talks about somebody being a drunkard in this race. And the moment they said that statement of a person being a drunkard, they brought videos of President Mahama with a bottle. This bottle is here without a label. There is nothing written on it that says this is water. So if I drink of this, am I drinking appetition? Nobody knows the content of this. But it seems that we are bringing.
So you deem that as a personal attack?
It's a personal attack on his persona. Okay. Do you get it? So if Malik mounts a platform in response to it in equal measure, quoting Tabitha's words, if somebody gives you an action, you react. But one thing I've always said to the people around me, if you do something to me, you do not determine how I respond. So probably you did one, I will do one. Because we are people from different backgrounds, we are raised differently with different ideologies, we respond to issues differently. On this same platform that I have heard this morning that somebody used unprintable words on somebody, on this same platform, lies were being told about President Mahama, that an event that happened in Kumasi, where there was a program at Christian University, somebody went there claiming to be an NPP person who was beaten. That was a lie. And on the same platform, the said individual made claim that President Mahama told the person to come to his office and that he had done well. That is a lie. To date, the person didn't even come out with integrity to say that, oh, I leveled falsehood against this person. I didn't check my facts well. We are here this morning talking about it. I will condemn it beyond everything. But the point I want to make is that the running mate, supporters can do everything. Your fan base can do everything. But you are only a leader because you have what it takes for people to follow you. You have what it takes for people to use you as an example. You have what it takes for you to turn the bats in the society to become better. So if a running mate who's aspiring to become a vice president, he started off from a very wrong note. The first of was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Right on the day that he was being showcased to Ghanaians, he started with insults. Insulting the very person who gave us the kind of leverage we are having now in terms of development as we have in this country. From there, they came to render an apology. Meanwhile, I call it Crocodile John. Because today, if you come to render an apology, we assume that we are going back to sin no more. Then, on the other hand, he mounts a podium, talks about the age of the running mates of the other party, as if age is a sin in this country. Then a chairman from their party calls the running mate of the party because she's a woman. That's according, if you look at her wig, she's a witch. Nobody from that camp came. One to me said it on its platform.
Don't
that if he looks, I'm saying that these are things that have been done over the period.
There's so much.
You get it. These are things that have been done over the periods. And as peace, lovely, because we are social democrats, we believe in the general good of everybody. So when these things happen, we ignore and we let it go. But one thing is that every time they keep doing it, there is this account adage that says that they keep doing it day in, day out. When this campaign started, the spokesperson for our flag bearer, Joyce Bawa Muktari, cautioned everybody, every communicator.
Yeah,
we are going into this election with policies. We are going into this election with the experience of President Mahama and his track record over the periods. That is what we are going into this election with. So if you come out to do otherwise, and you see, the funny part of this whole thing is that they want us to put our hands in between our thighs, keep quiet and look at them aloof, as if they are Ghanaians more than anybody. Then Napo, coming back to Napo, you stay in Kumasi. I was born and raised in Kumasi. The third place that he mentions names of pastors being killed. I have been to that church a couple of times because they used to have youth explosion and their music is very good. I love listening to music. So I visited that church a couple of times. So if you mount a platform and you tell Ghanaians that the NDC killed 2 pastors and a traditionalist, what is he doing?
Tone down the words. You tone down.
No, that's exactly what
it's
he said.
fine, but just tone it down.
I
deliberately didn't repeat. That's why
if we do not see the things as they are,
cases.
And then we try to address it, it will look as if we are trying to pamper the issues and not find solutions to it. This is where I expect the Peace Council to come in. It is a wrong path for anybody to set in our body politics. So now every day somebody did that, somebody did this.
No, that's what Kabita was asking me. If after he made that statement, I checked. If that was a fact.
In Kumasi. I was born and raised in Kumasi. He should come out boldly to say that he saw an NDC flag entering the house of anybody to kill anybody. There are laws in this country. If that was the case and somebody went there to, would the person not have been arrested and prosecuted? So if you are looking for the mandate of the people, leadership by example, it is wrong to even do that in the first place. I am becoming so emotional because issues of murder are of grave importance. Those of us who lost our parents at very tender age, we know how it feels. So what are you putting in the minds of people? You are inciting people against the NDC. Now an NDC member in the neighborhood will walk by and somebody may even think that you are the people behind the murder of my relative. What if they also decide to take the law into their own hands? It is wrong and we shouldn't even think about that. And don't start something you cannot end, blah, blah, blah. They started with incompetence. We never started in equal measure. So moving forward, it is wrong to do politics.
But Tabitha, do you think that it will be fair for the police to invite Napo over murder accusations?
You know, I'm surprised we are wasting so much time on this topic. But then I think it's good. It's very good.
It's not a waste of time.
No, I'm just saying that I'm surprised because I didn't know it's going to be something that we'll be discussing at
No, we
length.
mentioned campaigns.
Campaigns, yeah, but I realized you are sticking to just what happened recently. You see, that's the problem. Ghana, recency has always been our problem. We tend not to try to reflect back where we are coming from, where we are as at present, and where we are going. In Ghana, if you want, do a research. Okay, and I told you that there was a research that one journalist did and said so far, if you look at the top 3 people that have been insulting people, it is coming from the NDC. That's why I said if I had known that we're coming to talk about this thing at length, I would have done my checks well so that I would tell you some of the media houses, some of the personalities. But you see, I'm not here to flame whatever is already on fire. I don't have interest in that. The NPP has always stated categorically that, look, we have a message, and so we want to stick to issues.